Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing and comparing these two Christmas trees that have everyone talking right now. The first being the viral Grand Duchess Twinkling Balsam tree from Home Decorators Collection versus the new My Texas House pre-lit Grand Spruce tree. And I did pick up both of them in the 7.5 foot height versions. Now the Grand Duchess is sold at Home Depot and currently retails for $347, while the My Texas House Grand Spruce currently retails for $299 and is offered through Walmart. So you're looking at about a $50 difference between the two. Now the new My Texas House tree is being called a more affordable dupe for the Grand Duchess. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing them side by side and going over their setup and features. I'm going to take a closer look at the branches and the lights, my thoughts on their overall appearance, and finally, which one I ended up picking for my home and why. So let's start off with the Grand Duchess. It features 3,271 branch tips, as well as 2,250 microfarad LED lights. It does have a mix of realistic needle styles. You can see that the thinner needles are definitely most visible, while these thicker, more artificial looking ones are tucked more so in the back just to kind of fill in gaps and create fullness in the tree. The branches also curve slightly upward, which give it a more natural forest-like shape, and the little micro lights are super fine and very evenly spread out throughout the tree. Overall, it has a very elegant, realistic look, especially during the daytime. Now on to the My Texas House tree. This tree actually has more branch tips. It has 4,105 to be exact, as well as 2,250 Lumidazzle LED lights. The needles on this tree are definitely thicker and flatter, which makes the branches a lot sturdier, which is really good for holding ornaments. But the trade-off with that is that because the needles are bigger, they do tend to look a little bit more plastic simply because they are larger. Also, the branches on this one are wrapped in this shiny brown ribbon, which is pretty noticeable even from a distance, making the tree feel a bit more artificial compared to the Grand Duchess. Now let's talk about what these two trees have in common. Firstly, they are both extremely easy to set up. They do have a center pole system, so you pretty much just stack them up. The branches fall right into place as well because they are memory wire branches, so there isn't a lot of fluffing or maintenance involved with these. They both do offer a foot pedal, remote, timer, and have a dimming feature. They both have the exact same number of lights, and they both offer twinkling modes. Next, let's talk about the differences. So first of all is the overall style. The Duchess is a balsam fir, while the My Texas House is a spruce. So keep that in mind. These are not meant to look exactly alike since they are two different styles of trees. A next major difference is the tree shape. The Duchess has a more natural, scattered shape with these upward angled branches, where the My Texas House is a very symmetrical, almost like perfect triangle looking tree, which again, I feel can look a little bit more artificial. Another key difference is that the Duchess is 56 inches wide in diameter, while the My Texas House is only 51 inches. So that may matter to you if you're working with a tighter space. Another advantage that the My Texas House tree has is that it also comes in a 6.5 foot version, which is great if you're working with lower ceilings. Another noticeable difference for me is the fullness of the trees. The Duchess does appear fuller overall, while the My Texas House has more visible holes and gaps, which may or may not matter depending on how you like to decorate. One good advantage that the My Texas House tree has over the Duchess is its sturdier top branch for tree toppers, while the Duchess top branch is definitely a little bit more flimsy. The My Texas House tree also has a slightly wider base and features 11 light functions, while the Duchess only has 9 light functions. And of course, the My Texas House is $50 cheaper. Now, I also really wanted to see how both of these trees performed when it comes to holding up ornaments. This year, I'm going to be using these gingerbread house ornaments from Hobby Lobby, which are definitely heavier than like a standard Christmas bulb. On the Grand Duchess, you can see that some of the branches drooped slightly, but once pushed back towards the trunk, they did eventually hold up just fine. On the other hand, with the My Texas house tree, these thicker branches had no problem at all holding the ornaments up. They didn't droop, it didn't compromise the shape of the tree at all. So in terms of ornament support, the My Texas house is definitely a clear winner in this category. Judging both trees just right off the bat in the daylight alone, I do prefer the Grand Duchess. I feel like it has a more realistic look with the way the branches are shaped. To me, it looks a little bit more natural and again has that forest-like feel. But of course, the real test is what these guys look like when they're lit up, so let's go ahead and take a look at that next. So here's what both trees look like with their standard light settings. You can see on the left, the Grand Duchess has a much cooler white light tone, which is very modern and sparkly. And to the right, the My Texas house tree has a much warmer color. It gives off the most beautiful, nostalgic 90s type of glow. I absolutely love the warmer color of these lights. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the twinkling mode for each tree. I think they look beautiful on both, but I actually do like that the My Texas house twinkle is slightly slower. I just think it gives a softer effect. In multicolor mode, again, the Duchess lights are leaning a lot cooler and softer in color. While the My Texas house tree definitely has those warmer colors, I really feel like this tree shines in this category, literally, because again, it's really giving that 90s nostalgic glow. These totally remind me of the kind of Christmas lights I would see at my grandma's house growing up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and run through some of the different light functions so you can see those side by side. The My Texas house tree also has some bonus features. It has the twinkling color mode, the clear color fast blink, and the clear color slow blink feature. All right, so as for my final decision, I did end up going with the Grand Duchess. I will say though, it was a very close call. I think for me, I just really love the look and shape of the branches a little bit more on this tree. I think it has a slightly more realistic feel, which was what was most important to me. That being said, in the lights category, I think the My Texas house tree actually wins. I love the warmer glow, the extra light functions, and those strong branches are a big plus for decorating. And hey, it's also $50 cheaper, so if you're going for a more classic, cozy Christmas vibe, the My Texas house is a fantastic choice too. As a quick reference guide, I went ahead and listed some of my favorite and not so favorite features for each tree, just to give you a better overall idea of the pros and cons for each. Honestly, I would be happy with either tree. They're both beautiful and very impressive. If this review was helpful for you, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more holiday content. And if you've tried either of these trees or plan to, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and help others decide too. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.